Monday, Raw, taped, but we're doing it anyway. On the show tonight, a couple points that went on. Ripley's back. Women's War Game is set. Seth, for now, high quotations, will not join the bloodline. It's bloody happening.
He's joining.
100% he is. Gunther gets laid out again. Yeah, he's going to kick the crap out of Priest. And Sheamus and Braun Breaker have a fantastic match until Kaiser shows up. And we're also going to talk our thoughts on Jake Paul and the Mike Tyson fight. Well, that was a fun one. Anyway, this is Raw. I'm Andrew. That's Doug. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. As you can see on YouTube, I got my Christmas stuff up now.
As you can see, I have not got my Christmas stuff up, but I'm also in the basement.
That's true. So maybe you have, and you're just not telling anybody.
No, I haven't done shit yet.
I know you haven't.
And to be honest, with everything that's gone on with this year with me, I don't know if I'm really want to.
That's fair.
But I haven't decided yet either. I'm kind of on the fence.
Yeah, that's fair, buddy.
And before you guys get into this content, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below here. Check out the top 10 video. We are doing another top 10 video. I'm going to discuss that with Doug off air, but we're going to do another top 10 video because the other one was quite successful. We're going to do another one. Anyway, a couple other things too, because there's a couple of topics I do want to talk about on that one. But
okay, fine.
Let's get started with Raw. We're going to start with different segment that we usually do this, but we're going to start off with Rhea Ripley coming back, and the Women's War Game is set.
I told you she was going to come back with the mask.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, but I'm also like, obviously it wasn't as bad as probably turned out to be originally.
But that was kind of the report, right?
Yeah, that was the report, right? An orbital bone can be a lot of things. If you look it up on the internet, under medical records, an orbital bone is normally a 9-month recovery, and depending on how severe it could be nerve damage involved. So clearly, it's not as bad. Maybe probably not as nerve damage as people think there might have been.
Well, that's the thing, right? So, I mean, we've seen these types of masks over the years. Like
Taker's is the most clear one for me.
Taker's is the most iconic, but that's when he broke. That's when he broke his orbital bone in '95. And if you guys want to hear that story, go check out a couple from a few years ago, Undertaker on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah. That was a cool mask, though. That was a really
cool mask. But once I heard that it wasn't as serious as originally thought, then the idea of her wrestling with the mask came into play.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. So, I mean, I did see this last week. I mean, kind of right after we got off.
Yeah, it was a tape show, but whatever.
But speaking of tape, I want to cover this really quickly. But speaking of tape shows, it looks like WWE is doing this more frequently over the holiday season. So I believe this week and next week's SmackDown are being taped on Friday.
Fair enough.
Which the one next week is the one leading into War Games, which is probably where we're going to get Seth joining.
Well, that's weird where they're not doing a SmackDown from Vancouver. It's kind of weird.
No, I mean, because it's so close, right?
Still, well, yeah, Thanksgiving is that week. So,
but that's what I'm saying. So
probably why, but still.
And then I believe they're doing two double tapings in December, probably to cover Christmas and New Year's.
And to be honest, that's actually not a bad idea, considering the fact that most Raw episodes for Christmas are like crap.
Best of.
Yeah. I mean, then again, who wants to watch it? I mean, Christmas is on Tuesday this year. Fine.
It's on Wednesday, actually.
Oh, Christmas Eve is on Tuesday.
Yes.
So technically, they could have just done a live episode anyway.
Yeah,
More understandable.
but again, giving pretty much, almost 2 whole weeks in December off to the rest of the talent is kind of awesome.
Definitely better when the tyrant was involved.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I mean,
But let's start. The War Games rundown match though for the women. We're getting Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, or is she back to Gonzalez now?
no, it's Raquel Rodriguez.
Okay, right. Nia Jax, Tiffy with the briefcase. God, I hope that happens there. And Candice LeRae versus Bianca, Cargill, Naomi, the crazy, insane, like Io Sky. She's gonna put a garbage can on her head, hopefully.
And do a moonsault off the cage. Yeah, she always does.
NXT, absolutely, that'd be fantastic.
Oh
And
no, she did. She did it last year, bro.
and she did it in NXT too.
I know.
So she did it twice.
It's her thing.
Good. And the return of Rhea Ripley, who with sealed down with a headbutt and War Games. They should bring back William Regal just for that. They really should.
She did her best.
She did, but ain't no William Regal, man. Ain't no Regal. Regal's
Yeah, but that's the thing. Even Adam Pearce tried to do a William Regal last year.
Yeah, Regal just
And
does it better.
it was kind of like, eh.
Regal does it better than anybody. War Games. He does. Even that's not as good as Regal's.
No,
So
not even close. Sorry, buddy.
It's something with his British accent that makes it really cool. No, that's really cool. I'm looking forward to that though. It's hard. It's hard to say. I'm feeling Ripley's team's going to win this.
They're totally going to win this. This is where Rhea can get her pin over Liv, which sets up another rematch for probably the Royal Rumble.
And that's probably going to be where it has to end.
Has to.
Has to. It's been long enough. It's been over a year. Well over a year.
Because just, so people aren't thinking it's going to be like fucking 2 full months before or 3 full months before a title defense. You have Io Sky that's the #1 contender right now.
Yeah.
So Io Sky can, trade a couple matches with Liv in the meantime. That's probably your Saturday night's main event.
Which isn't bad.
Title match. Liv and Io Sky.
God, I'm really hoping for the cash in. I mean, this would be the perfect opportunity to do it. Like, if you want like an opportunity to do it, where it's
I think this is a good chance. I think this is a good chance to do it too, because Rhea and the Judgment Day, they kind of set a precedent for this last year.
Yeah.
When they tried to cash in mid-match.
Yeah. But this time too, like it makes more. You're gonna have a chance to probably have Nia Jax out completely at some point in that match. You have to have Tiffy just pin her. Even if the pin her just to, pin her. Do it. Do it. Do it. Just do it. Do it.
Okay, Shia LaBeouf.
Do it. Anyway.
Anyways, moving on.
Let's go. Gunther laid out again.
Oh, yeah.
This time the back area by Priest.
Well, because Gunther didn't learn his lesson last week when Priest verbally smacked him down.
Yeah.
Now he just needed a bit of a beat down.
Yeah.
Although I like the line from Priest here. In that ring, you may be a general, but out here, I'm a king.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
I love that.
That was cool.
I love that.
Yeah, Gunther, in my opinion, is going to smack the living. Well, I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a really good match.
Oh, no, this is going to be like...
But I think Gunther's going to win.
Gunther's going to kick out of South of Heaven.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone's kicked out of that move all year.
No, I think Gunther. I think it's gonna be a very good match. I think it's gonna be one of those matches that like will probably warm up the crowd for the men's War Games match, or they might even have it for. No, it'll be right after the women's match probably.
Yeah.
More likely. Um,
And there was a fifth thing I wanted to talk about. I just want to briefly touch on the masterpiece that was this promo with Miz and Karrion Kross.
oh yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, not much to that segment other than Gunther kind of hyping up Ludwig Kaiser, which played into what he ended up doing.
Yeah, which really moving into that was nice segment by the way. Um Braun Breaker versus Sheamus. Now I was happy, and Braun is gonna do doing some crazy things. He's pretending he's a lucha libre, doing some stuff on the top rope, making some dives. You know, just put a mask on, call him El Breako. You know, just do something.
Did you just call him El Breako?
Yeah. You know, just throw something on him. Be fun. You could laugh.
Look, the
Um,
just the straight up agility of Braun Breaker is impressive.
and Sheamus's ability to put guys over, especially at his age, and not be self-serving is fantastic.
Well, that's kind of the thing, right? I mean, I think Sheamus eventually does get the Intercontinental title.
I think it's just something.
I think you're gonna see that at WrestleMania this year.
I think he gets it and then goes off into the sunset, like a Daniel Bryan kind of thing.
Well, so I think it's gonna be more so of a more so of a like a Daniel. Well, yeah, you said Daniel Bryan thing
Yeah,
or Bryan
Bryan
Danielson
Danielson.
thing. What he just did in AEW, right?
Yeah,
I was thinking more of what Edge proposed last year. I don't know of when he was going to join the World Heavyweight Title tournament.
okay. But you could also say if Sheamus does win it though, and Sheamus does do a whole Bryan Danielson kind of retirement thing after if he decides to do something like that. I'm not saying they're going to do that at all. Just throwing it out there if they decide to do that. I would like Drew to end it.
Mm.
Just Claymore the hell out of him just to send him out. Although, speaking of Drew, side note, word is that there's a possibility when Drew gets back to get into a possible feud with Wade Barrett to bring Barrett back in the ring just for like a one-off match or something like that.
Yes, please.
I'm afraid that's some bad news. I'd be completely okay with that. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be perfectly fine with that. I'd be more than happy. And you know what? Do an elimination chamber in Toronto. Just give that to me. My birthday.
Yeah, that would
Fun.
be a dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. At the Dome. Well, for all you people out there who
You
know,
know,
it's called the Rogers Center now. He's called the Dome, Sky Dome.
quick side note.
Nope, Sky Dome again.
I've seen probably 2 to 3 dozen baseball games there.
Oh, yeah.
I've even seen the circus there.
I have seen at that venue.
But I'm curious to see what it looks like for wrestling.
Yeah, I've never been there for wrestling. I have been there for a lot of baseball, especially in recent years with you. I've been there for concerts, several. Never for wrestling though. So I'm interested to see how it's going to go in the wrestling. I've heard lots of things. I mean, you have a good idea what it's going to be like at the Dome. WrestleMania 6, WrestleMania X8. Good examples.
Different crowds back then. I don't even know
No,
if you
but
can. I don't
so
even know if you can harness what this level of fandom is at this point.
we'll find out.
Because let's be real. Like, I think your average consumer of WWE is not dropping these ticket prices.
No, I think it's more or less wrestling. Well, I shouldn't say that. We're the age of people where it's like, oh, if it's trendy thing to do, we'll go do it. Even they have
Well,
no idea what's going on. Like people going out there to see Taylor Swift, they don't even like Taylor Swift. I would
although,
go.
well, I mean, I was talking with people at work today about how, like, literally, like, you can make thousands and thousands of dollars flipping Taylor Swift tickets.
Yeah. Especially the guys who are getting caught selling crap tickets. Anyway,
Scalpers be scalping.
yeah. And they're going to jail for it now too. Anyway,
Moving on.
moving on.
Anyways, oh yeah, sorry.
Uh,
Ludwig Kaiser interrupted this match.
yeah, he wrapped up a very good match. Which then later on Raw Talk or Raw After, because they're showing that now on Sportsnet, but I got a chance to watch it. Broad Breaker basically said he is basically mocked Kaiser and says, I'm coming after you now and Sheamus to finish the job. It'll be and still. Triple threat match coming up. I don't know if it's going to be at I don't know if it's going to be at War Games, but
How many matches are announced for that right now?
you have the men's, you have the women's, you have Priest and Gunther.
Okay.
Probably Ellie, no, maybe Ellie Knight and Shinsuke too. So that would happen on SmackDown.
Right.
Maybe. Uh, so it's 4 match card. It's right now a 3 match card for sure. Probably War Games matches alone will take an hour each.
Yeah, like it's not going to be more than 4, maybe 5.
Yeah. Uh, moving on though. Speaking of War Games, Seth Rollins has not said a yes to it yet. He's going to, folks. He is going to order. He's going to sit there and go. He said today that I would team with you, Sammy. I would team with you, Yeet. I would team with you, Jimmy. But no way on God's green earth will I team up with that tyrant. Call him a tyrant. Like he put him on the level of certain tyrants in the history of the planet. It's pretty extreme. I mean, those guys did some extreme things. I mean, burning people and stuff like that, that's pretty high.
Killing people,
Yeah.
being emotionally manipulative, and kind of an asshole to your family.
Well, Stahl was
Killing
kind of like that.
people?
Yeah, but Stahl was kind of emotionally too. Still, compared to Moon Tyrant.
I hear you. Yeah.
Anyway, Seth said no. Seth was signed. He's going that match against Bronson Reed, who joined the Bloodline last week on SmackDown.
Yep.
You know, and just a flattening of Roman Reigns like like a pizza.
I told you, I haven't seen Roman laid out like that in a long
No,
time.
it's been a while since we've seen Roman like that. And anyway, Bronson gets his win back due to help from Solo Sikoa.
Yep. But before the match even starts, Jacob and the Gorillas of Destiny mosey on down to ringside, and then Jay and Jimmy and Sammy come out to intercept.
Yeah, they're helping him out. He's going to join.
Oh, I'm waiting for Roman Reigns to save his ass.
I think Roman has to say something in order for it to happen. He's probably going to soon. Because Roman can't get the crap kicked out of him every bloody week. Because he's getting the crap kicked out of him every week. Which is kind of really reverses what it was a year ago.
Yeah, but I mean, whatever. It feeds into the story, right?
It does. So Seth ends up losing tonight to Bronson Reed. Bronson gets his win back. I know you call it. Go ahead, brag yourself that way.
I called it.
Yeah, I know. Right? So we're probably get that singles match somewhere down the line. Probably Saturday night's main event. Might as well. I'm kind of glad to see though too. Actually, you know what? Yeah. They haven't done well. Yeah. Still haven't seen the Wise Man though. Kind of weird.
I think
That was
if
a
you watch
cliffhanger
the
on
end, if you
SmackDown.
watch the end of SmackDown,
Yeah, that was a cliffhanger.
right? I think Paul Heyman is probably this Friday or the go home.
I think Paul Heyman's hiding in the bush somewhere, away from everybody, like a scared animal. Stay away
Could
from
be,
that rabid wolf outside, like a real rabbit. You know,
but yeah, that was pretty much Raw.
that was Raw, folks. I mean, it was a good show for the most part. Right, good
Kind of
stuff
flew by
happened.
though.
It definitely flew by. 2 hours is flying by really quickly. Enjoy it now, folks. Once it hit Netflix, goes to 3 hours long of SmackDown. Ugh. Anyway,
And 3 hours of Raw.
yeah, 6 hours of programming. Just those two alone, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we talked about a couple of things that happened in wrestling already this week as well. Let's talk to the news now. We are a couple days late on this, but let's talk about it anyway. Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. Iron Mike.
I think the fight between Netflix and trying to actually stream this fucking thing was better than Jake Paul and
You know,
Mike Tyson.
if this is how it's going to be with this fight, um, there's gonna be a lot of problems with Raw then. Hopefully, they can figure out these kinks in the next few months before they go Raw live on Raw.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna piss off a lot of people if they're paying $12.99 a month or whatever it is they're gonna be paying for it. Simple as that. There's gonna be a lot of problems and people will be pissed extremely quickly. So
Mm-hmm.
look at the kinks out first. As far as the fight went, all the fights on the undercard weren't bad. Like the welterweight cup fight was pretty good. The India versus Mexico match, that was really weird. The Indian guy tried to hump the guy's leg from behind. That was weird. But the women's match was extremely good. Best match on the card. But Tyson versus Jake Paul, if you look, there's a lot of times there Tyson should have taken a shot and he didn't. I'm not saying wasn't what I think it is, but a lot of people out there are already saying it was. In the day though, Tyson made 75 million apparently.
75. I was hearing he got 20 just for the fight.
Well, apparently I'm plus on top of other things too. I don't know. I heard he made a good chunk of change though.
Yep.
So I mean, probably the last time you see Tyson fight though.
Or are you going to gloss over the fact that Logan Paul just said he'd straight up kill him?
That fight's not gonna happen. Well,
I heard somebody say like,
he's under contract to WWE, right?
yeah, but they let him do outside shit.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd allow that. Nah.
Nah, it's okay. The way he wrestles, he'll probably end up in a wheelchair anyway.
But it's entertaining as hell. I mean,
He's
he's
got
no
a fan
better.
favorite style, but he is a world class asshole.
Yeah, that may be so, but he's got. I mean, you know what? I don't like. I got no love for Logan Paul, mostly because I just don't really know the guy that well, right? But I will say I give credit where credit's due, and he's a very good wrestler when he's in there in the wrestling ring with. Although he's been within there with guys who are very, very good at their craft as well. So I'll give it that.
Well, I think that, you know, him going in there with LA Knight was really it was really good at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And he was kind of the first guy that wasn't like a top tier worker.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he almost died twice in that match.
Yeah. But he did, he did do well. Again, not the guy for that, right? As far as Jake Paul's next fight, I've seen people offer up Dick Van Dyke,
Dude,
98.
the light heavyweight champion is calling him out.
Yeah, well, I've also heard Dick Van Dyke's name thrown in there. Heard William Shatner.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know.
Are we gonna resurrect? Are we gonna resurrect Bruce Lee while we're at it?
Well, we can bring back Muhammad Ali back to form. Great.
Now that's a motherfucker that won't miss.
Neither was Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis was there at the fight too with Holyfield. Lewis looked pretty good. Holyfield, not so much. I think Lewis could probably still go. Lewis is about the same age as Tyson.
Yeah.
So, I mean, go Canada.
Except he won a medal as a Brit.
No, he won for Canada in boxing at the games. He fought
Okay.
He fought under Canada's banner. Look it up. Do your research. He's a Canadian citizen. Seriously. Not lying.
Okay. I believe you.
I don't think you do. Anyway, that's all the time we have for you guys on DA Wrestling and DA in general. Make sure you like, share, subscribe down below. I'm Andrew. That's Doug. Follow us on TikTok on DA Sports.
You guys know the spiel.
You do.
Take
Follow
it
us on
easy.
all our social media accounts. It's there on Spotify, on Podbean. Give us a call there. Like, share, and subscribe.
Oh, a call.
Sure, whatever. DM me. I don't give a damn. I have nothing better to do sometimes. How's it going, everybody? Be well.